acknowledged. So I stood there and he's writing. Now before I left, my wife said, "What are you going to go up there for? What are you going to do?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "All I know is this. I know that if I have to find out the will of God. If I know the will of God, everything will work out. And I have to know how to know when I'm being led by the Spirit. Because if I know the will of God and when I'm being led by the Spirit, everything else will be okay." Yeah. And I said, and that's what I've got to go to find out. So I get up there and I'm standing in front of him and he's just sitting there writing. Doesn't even look up. Finally, he just stops. To know the will of God, read the Bible. To be led by the Spirit, do the Bible. You know? And I'm standing there, I'm thinking, well, I guess I can go home now. You know, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Because that's what I came for. So I went and got a job, worked, was in church as much as we could. My main thing was, I thought I was going to go there to go through Dr. Summerall's Bible school. It was really there just to be around him as much as I could. And honestly, I learned a lot about faith in Tulsa. But I got to watch faith in South Bend. I got to watch how Dr. Summerall did things, and I got to watch how he responded to situations and different things go on. And honestly, that was the time of my greatest spiritual growth as far as I'm concerned. And I remember he used to say all these just statements that you just had to catch them. And he'd say things like, if it's not for everyone, it's not for anyone. Well, see, you can just let that go by, or you can really start to realize that's everything in the Bible. Because I also remember T.L. Osborne used to say, whosoever means yousoever. And so I just walked around with Dr. Summerall, and everywhere he's going, I was just his shadow. I didn't bother him. I didn't ask him questions all the time. There were times when I did. But most of the time, I just watched how he dealt. He was a pastor. But here he was known around the world. And yet you could go to his house anytime. And I'd heard about all these people. I'd heard about Smith Wigglesworth. I'd heard about John Lake. I'd heard about all these people. I knew that Dr. Summerall had spent time with Wigglesworth. And I could imagine how much he was like Wigglesworth because of how he just did things.